This moment took 50 years, a lot of determination, tears,
For real.
and answered prayers.
She said, I know you, my mom. She said, I'm not going nowhere. I said, I'm not going to let you go nowhere, honey.
So how did we get here? In 1969, a young Judy Levine was living in California, working to support her large family back home in Louisiana. When she became pregnant with her second child, she knew she couldn't afford a loan by a man who said he wasn't ready to settle down.
I was in a position where I wasn't able to take care of my baby. But I didn't at the same time. I wanted my baby to have a good life.
At 23, she made one of the most difficult decisions of her life on February 15th, the day Peaches was born.
And that's the only time I seen her. And it was hard. But I put her in God's hand. I said, God, you know my heart. You know the situation. And I said, I'm taking it out of my hands and putting it in your hands. And I know you're going to take care of her.
Judy went on to get married in 1970. She later had another child, but never told a soul about the child she had given up. By 1981, Peaches was getting some of the most challenging news a 12-year-old child could get, when the only mother she knew told her she wasn't the only mother she had.
When she said that, I said, wait, what? And I said, no, you're my real mother. And she said it again. And then she went and she pulled out paperwork and showed me the legal paperwork from the judge and how, you know, they signed off and the adoption was legal.
No shortage of questions clouded her mind. Who was the woman? Where was she? And most of all,
why did she give me up? That was the biggest question. Why did she give me up? And what did I do to make her want to give me up?
She had dreams of a big family reunion one day and made a vow.
Deep-seated passion. And I made a vow to myself, I don't care how long it takes, I'm going to find her.
Years went by. Peaches joined the Navy, and coincidentally, her first duty station was in a familiar place unbeknownst to her, the same Naval Medical Center in Long Beach where it all began. She contacted the adoption agency that handled her case, but only received a few clues. By 35, she had been on an emotional roller coaster far too long.
I would get excited. I was like, oh man, I'm close. I could feel it in my spirit that I was close. And then there would be this brick wall, and my emotions would just plummet.
But as technology changed, Peaches, now living in Hampton Roads, decided to do a DNA test and create a profile on Ancestry.com. Meanwhile, times had changed, and Judy decided to open up to her prayer partners down in Houston from Lakewood Church.
Sister Vera told me, she said, Judy, she said, she's been looking for you. She said, the Lord told me to tell you to wait on him. She's going to find me.
Fast forward to January 1st, 2019.
When Pastor Joe spoke to the congregation and told us that 2019 was going to be a lot of changes. He said, especially in the families.
Judy's prayer.
And I said, Lord, I said, you know, this is a new year. And I said, I'm going to be 73 this coming year. And I said, my daughter's going to be 50. I said, and Father, if you don't do nothing else for me, I would love to see her before you take me home.
That same day, the sister of Peaches' adoptive mother passed away.
At the same time God was closing that door, something in my spirit, I said, man, something is going on.
20 days later, Peaches heard from Judy's niece, who had found her online.
I get this Facebook Messenger notification from this person I don't recognize, but I saw the name Godot. And I said, oh gosh, here we go again.
This time it was the real thing. With a few questions asked and several pictures exchanged, Judy's niece, who knew nothing about her aunt's pregnancy decades ago, had one more thing to do.
She said that you have a daughter and put her up for adoption.
Yes, she's so beautiful.
From FaceTime chats to the most cheerful face-to-face meeting, this mother-daughter duo was finally reunited. And as for that dream about the family reunion when Peaches was a child, it came true in March.
We gathered to welcome Peaches home for the first time.
That was Peaches' younger brother in Houston she never knew. And now these two are heading to Maryland for Judy to start a new chapter of life, meeting her great-grandchildren for the first time on Mother's Day 2019.